Hello my friends, my name is Zachary McDonough and this is my product, the Planar tape dispenser. The one I chose was based around traditional tape dispensers, in that when they're used you need to have your wrists at awkward angles in order to use them properly, which can strain your wrists at times. My design removes this issue because you can have your wrist at a straight angle while in use, which doesn't strain your wrists, of course. The first part that I made was the handle, which was made from wood that I got from the broken handle of an old shovel. I chose wood for the handle due to the ease of manufacturing as well as the strength to weight ratio it has. I cut it to length, sanded it down to the right width, and then drilled guide holes using a drill press. The body and the cutter were made from the same sheet metal, which was chosen due to its rigidity and the fact that I could get my hands on it in short order. The cutter was done on a water jet, and then the holes were widened for accommodating screws. In the case for the body, I had to cut it out by hand due to the lack of abrasives available. I then bent it to shape in the form that you see here. In this case, you can actually see where the holes are and where the other parts are going to finally fit into it. I chose to use a deep casting resin to make the base, as it's strong and I can shape it to fit the roll of the tape. The base was made through pouring the resin into a cylindrical container and then breaking it out once cured. I then took it to a lathe, cut a hole through the middle to the right diameter, and sent it off to fit the roll. The first part of the assembly was attaching the cutter to the body using two Phillips head screws. Then the second part was attaching the handle to the body using the same type of Phillips head screws as I did for the cutter. The third part was attaching the base to the body. I did this using a 1/2-inch bolt along with a few nuts that I hand tightened in order to make sure that it was going to stay stationary. To show that my product worked, I did two small demonstrations. First one you can see here where the tape is parallel to the face of the table. Using the original tape dispenser, my wrist is bent at an awkward angle, and using my product, though it does take a little bit to get started, I can still pull it quite easily without bending my wrist. The second demonstration was done with the tape parallel to the face of the table. This is a bit more difficult to do on a smaller box. As you can see, my wrist is still being bent at an awkward angle. Unfortunately, my design isn't the best in this regard since I would have to pull up, but it can still be done without considerable bending to my wrist if I have my arm parallel to the tape itself. Fortunately, this wasn't the case, but it still worked one way or another.